A few years ago, I remember waking up and feeling like I had fallen out of love with parts of my life. Things that I had so intentionally built and put in place. And how could I start to love my life again? Now, I have a video recently where I'm talking about this, but I wanted to share a different angle on it. And so much of it came falling back in love with my life from cutting out all of the expectations of what life should be and instead getting really honest about what I wanted out of life. I didn't want a lot of the same things that I've been told my whole life that I should want. I don't care about so much of the consumerist stuff. I didn't find myself fully fitting in for years with like the mom groups. It wasn't my vibe. I just wanted to be here with my kids and doing things. And I love hanging out with my sisters or an occasional friend, but the weekly commitments and things like that was not my thing at all, even though I love people. And so it took sorting through a lot of that to what I really wanted. I had a business that I love, being an artist. And while I loved it, I had to get really honest. Is this what I want going forward? Has it served its purpose? The way that I've been doing it, has that served its purpose while raising kids? And I really was doing it in a way where it was very low time commitments as far as having to be specific places at specific times. I wanted to do things sometimes at 11 p.m., sometimes at 11 a.m., whatever worked for me, while raising the kids and being able to be there for everything they needed. But as one's on her own and the other one is a teenager, that need very much changes as well. And so re-looking at life of, I need to restructure how I am showing up for myself so that there isn't this void where I'm still doing what I've always done and too afraid to face it. I watched my mom do that. She raised 5 kids and was the most amazing mother. At one point had been an overnight nurse and gave that up as we all needed her more and more. And as we all grew up, I watched her really flail and really feel a loss of purpose and not be sure where she stood in the world. And even though she had so much talent and skills and things to offer, she didn't know how she fit in anymore. And so I think we can all do some of that work and slowly add it up into this way that it doesn't have to be such a big wall that we hit. But I know she's not alone. And so I've had that as a kind of warning, flashing, don't let this happen to you sign my whole adult life. She ultimately passed at age 57 of pancreatitis, and it was very unexpected. And so I never got to watch her work through that. All I saw was this amazing person who couldn't find her way out of feeling bad at the end. And I have made it my life's mission almost to make sure for myself and for other women that we know their value and that we know that we aren't always valuable in the way the society likes to monetarily tell us. So sometimes we have to figure out what that looks like when money is one of our goals. And we need to attach worth and value to some of our skills. So I guess for me, falling back in love with my life meant getting rid of all the expectations and having to just get really honest about what that looked like, having to not care what anyone else thought, and having to tune in and really look what I wanted life to look like for the next 5 to 10 years. I'm so grateful I got to spend the time doing what I've done. But that doesn't mean I have to do it forever, or that I failed, or that it didn't work just because I'm changing. So I just wanted to share this, whether it's a career change you're feeling the need, or you've raised your kids and now you're trying to figure it out. You're close to retirement, but not quite there, and you're burnt out. There is ways that we can start to implement change, even maybe before we fully make the leap. But first is noticing that and starting to add in ways to fall back in love with your life. Sometimes it's little things, something to look forward to. Sometimes it's saying no to people that are stealing your energy. Sometimes it's saying no the second time after you've set a boundary and you have to reset that boundary with them. Sometimes for me, it was going back to school and kind of reigniting that part of myself. It was very extreme, but it was so amazing for me. Yeah, it can look so different for everybody. Sometimes it's a move, and sometimes it's literally selling everything and deciding to travel the world. All levels, isn't it? So comment below if there's a way that you're feeling this, or if you've noticed in yourself just certain areas. Like, you can love your life and still have certain areas that no longer fit. I'm a feeling person, so I might feel it a lot, but it's not fun when life doesn't feel like it fits you anymore, especially when you're the one that put those pieces in place in the beginning. It requires some change and some reflection. And thankfully, there's so many tools out there that we can use to help put that together. The first is just not beating yourself up about it and getting clear about what you want and showing compassion for yourself. It cannot be overstated how important it is to feel like you have support and that you're not alone. I wish I could go back and tell my mom she wasn't alone when she was going through that. It's an epidemic of women who are so powerful and so wise and have done so much. But our current system of measurement doesn't choose to see a lot of that. And I think it's changing, but I'm just here to say that it does count and it matters. And it makes the world a better place. All of the ways that people show up for each other that maybe don't get noticed. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment or comment on someone else's comment. Show some support and love in the comments for those who are going through times of re-falling in love with their life. I think it's sort of a never-ending process for all of us. Thanks for being here.